Hello everyone, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the first moon reading of 2025, which is the Cancer full moon happening today, January 13th at 5:26 p.m. Eastern Time. So, I'm sorry, I am a bit late with this. I was tired, didn't know if I really wanted to do it, but we're going to get it done anyway. So, if you're new here, I always like to go over the previous new moon and full moon of the current moon sign. That way you can look into your journals, your camera roll, your Snapchat, wherever you have some kind of record of memory of what was going on around certain times to see how this energy has been affecting you long term. You know, we have the 2-week cycle of the new moon and the full moon, but we also have, well, it's actually more of a 4-week cycle, but we also have the 6-month, the year cycle. You know, these energies can be lingering and they can just impact you longer and in deeper ways, especially depending on your chart. That said, these signs, the placements in your chart that will be most impacted from this, everyone will feel it, but these ones will be impacted the most, are Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. And that's all the cardinal signs. They will just be the ones that get aspected the most by the moon. However, like I said, everyone will feel it to some different degree. So, that said, other notable things to keep in mind about this full moon and just in general going into 2025. The North Node has shifted and entered Pisces. That happened on January 11th, 111. And so the South Node is now in Virgo. So we are finally done with the Aries North Node, Libra South Node cycle. And so you just may have felt some things around that area kind of closing up. Some things just wrapping up, especially when it comes to the Libra South Node. I feel like relationships and independence in general have been a really big theme since the North Node had entered Aries. And so there just may have been some things happening. So if they did, and you noticed them around that time, that might be why. So we also have Mars retrograde now in Cancer, and I don't know if it's going to be conjunct the full moon. I think it's just going to be close to the full moon. So, but either way, that energy is playing into this full moon. So, all of that aside, we're just going to get into the reading after I do my little introduction. You know, there are always timestamps if you just want to skip ahead to the reading, but I do appreciate anyone who wants to listen to me blab. So, I am Marie. I am an intuitive tarot reader. I have been reading for over, I think, 4 or 5 years now. I started my professional readings at the end of 2023, though. And I specialize in readings that are centered more around growth and healing. Therefore, you won't get a lot of predictive tarot out of me. You won't get many relationship readings out of me. I am mostly the kind of person that reads emotional energy and tries to help steer people in their soul's goals, like steer them towards their soul's goals and what kind of things that they came here to do and that they want to achieve and what needs healing, what kind of things we need to release. So that is my style of reading. I understand that that's not for everybody. I just wanted to put that out there. I am also an artist and I do very many crafts. I'm not going to go over all of them, but stickers, paintings, notebooks, journals, more than that. You can check out my website for all of my creations. I also have some witchcraft and wellness kind of items like Reiki infused soaps, these intention oils, spell jars. These are the intuition ones. Yes, I use them for myself when I do readings. And I also have protection, money, genuine love, which is also good for attracting friendships. So, all of that aside, one last little promo thing. I have these moon 2025 moon planner sheets that I made, which just list out all of the full and all of the new moons of 2025. Honestly, if you just want to go and get the dates, I won't be mad. I understand. But either way, they're on my website. They are discounted now for, I believe I put them at like $10. So, since we're about to have the first full moon. So if you want to grab one and mark them in your calendar so that you can just keep up with all the full moons this year, I would appreciate the support. Anyway, yeah, January 13th, full moon in Cancer, and then we will be having a new moon in Aquarius following that. And yeah, they're all listed here. A little glyph key down here in case you're not familiar with the glyphs. But yeah, all right. All of the promo done. Full moons are a time usually of things coming to light, things coming to our awareness, things maybe blooming that we planted during the new moon, this new moon in Capricorn that ended the year. We may be just like finally getting like a spark of what we want to do this year. So, all right, I've blabbed a little longer than normal, so we're just going to get straight into the reading and see what is coming up with this full moon in Cancer. And happy 2025. Yeah, let's just get right into it. All right, like I said, we're just going to get right into the reading now and just see what is coming up with this full moon in Cancer. I am sorry if you end up hearing my cat. He is now in the room and he has one of those little springs and he's going a little crazy. But, oh well, hopefully he doesn't knock my tripod over because that would suck. Oh, he's taking it out of the room. All right, what is coming up with this full moon in Cancer? What is coming up with this full moon in Cancer? All right, we have the Three of Pentacles reversed to start with. Very interesting, because I was kind of feeling like, and what do we have down here? Seven of Swords reversed. All right. I don't like that. I was kind of feeling like things are starting very slow this year, and I know that's me on a personal level. I've been taking a very slow start to the new year, but also with this being a Mars ruled year, a 9-year, and we have Mars in Cancer in retrograde, and we have a Cancer full moon, it just feels very much like hermit mode kind of energy, just really keeping to yourself. And with these cards coming out, I'm feeling like there's partially like some trust issues coming up. I'm just feeling like maybe we ended 2024 on a weird kind of note with people. I'm not feeling like it was like a bad note, like we were like arguing, but it's more like, I don't know, you know, it's just like weird energy with people where we're just like, I didn't really like how that went. I didn't really like how we communicated with each other. I didn't really think that my point of view was taken into consideration, that I was feeling understood. And it's feeling like that. It's feeling very much like not a big fallout, but a very different like perspective on people. And I feel like that could also be playing into the current events of the world, which, you know, the collective energy is very, very heavy right now. And my heart goes out to anyone in California and LA and the fires happening. That's another reason I didn't know if I was going to do this reading. But generally speaking, there's a lot of political tension and energy in the air because of certain things, the, you know, the inauguration coming up, climate change. Anyway, tangent, that may be affecting some of our relationships. We may just not be on the same page with some people that we thought maybe we were on the same page with. And there's just some trust issues kind of coming to surface, and just some relationships that need a little bit more work, in finding balance and finding like a common ground, especially in the workplace. This definitely feels like discomfort in the workplace where we may need to kind of make it work so that we can keep our job, which, you know, I really hate saying that because I don't ever want to encourage someone to stay somewhere that is that uncomfortable. But I understand it's not as easy for everyone to just up and leave and find a new job. So finding a common ground, finding a way to communicate our boundaries and what is going on with us. But generally speaking, I am feeling like hermit mode, distrust, just not wanting to talk to people, not wanting to kind of get too deep into things. And I don't feel like that's a bad thing right now. Like at the moment, I feel like maybe that's what we need, is just a little time to breathe. And like I said, like I feel like there's a lot of heavy energy in the air collectively, and it's just like it's a lot to process. And when we don't give ourselves time to process it, we end up taking it out on people who maybe don't deserve it, and maybe some that do deserve it, but maybe we didn't need to do that. You know, like unhealthy coping. So let's see what else comes out for this full moon in Cancer. That is also the Mars in Capricorn card. I didn't notice that. So that's interesting since, you know, we have Mars, right, retrograde in Cancer. And so that's opposite. But anyway, we got the Ten of Swords reversed that popped out. So I do feel like that is very much endings that we are resisting kind of energy, especially in terms of these relationships. Ooh, but we got the Ace of Wands below. So endings that we're resisting, endings, 444 on the clock there. So I was just thinking before this reading that there's like a energy of foundations and comfort and security. And I feel like that has been disrupted with these trust issues and these relationship issues, these work issues that have come up. And so this is a time of, maybe we don't need to stick this out. Maybe this is like the final sword in the back where we need to get our shit together and get moving. Find a new place to be, find a new place to work, and just find new relationships to connect to. And I do feel like this Ace of Wands is reinforcing that energy where it's really pointing to following your passions, following this spark of inspiration, following that, just that spark of insight, that spark of creativity. And with this, I also always feel like it's important to remind people that we don't want to burn ourselves out. So we need to find a stable way to do this. When we get that initial spark, it can be bright and strong, but we need to keep it burning in order to get where we need to go. So we don't want to keep it burning so hard that it burns out or that it burns us, that it hurts us in some way. But we want to keep it stable, and we want to keep it to the point that, it's a steady flame. We don't want to let it snuff out. So it's just always something that I feel like comes up when it comes to the Ace of Wands, is this spark of fire. We really need to tend to that. We need to keep it contained. And I hate talking about fire right now, but all right, let's just get a little bit more. Anything else for this Cancer full moon? This is probably going to be, I'm going to try to make it a shorter reading because I'm feeling, like I said, oh my God, I don't know what my cat's doing. I don't want to know. All right, what else? All right, we got the Three of Wands. So kind of going back to what I was just saying about moving forward and moving on. And the Three of Wands, comes after the Two of Wands where we're plotting out a plan. But the Three of Wands is still moving, but not moving, I guess, we're just getting started on the journey is what it's kind of saying. Is we're just kind of putting our feet out there. We're just kind of getting a feel for what direction we're going, and making some moves and making a decision on which path to take. And we also have the Hangman down here. So there's definitely a sense of a pause happening while we're making moves and kind of re-evaluating which direction we're really going. Maybe we started going this way and we're like, oh wait, I want to go back that way. And that could go back to this job and this ending happening. Maybe this was, I know a few readings ago it came up where it was taking jobs as stepping stones, and maybe we're at that point where that stepping stone is telling us to get a move on. And so reevaluating our plans. What is this? The Sun and Aries card. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is plotting out our next destination, but also looking back at how far you have come. I do feel like that's, especially with this Hangman at the bottom here, I feel like that's a reminder to be it's not like you've done nothing. It's not like you've made no moves. It's not like you've been stagnant. Maybe you've been moving a little slower than you want to, but that's okay. Sometimes we have slow periods in life, especially with all this retrograde energy. With Mars, it's just, and Mars being the ruler of Aries, it's okay to move a little slower, and it's okay to look back and just remind yourself that you have come further than you think. You have made a lot more moves than you've acknowledged, and it's time to acknowledge that. And use all those lessons from how far you've come to help you plot where you're going next. I feel like that is why the Hangman is here. And we got that Seven of Swords again behind here. Using the lessons that you have learned along the way and being strategic. I feel like there's just no plan right now. There's no strategy as to how we are moving forward. And we got the Moon card down below. Yeah, it's it's very hazy and foggy, and You don't need to just jump through that. You can take your time and establish some kind of plan, establish some kind of way that you want to be moving, and like how you want to be moving, where you want to be moving. Because I feel like at this point, we're just moving for movement's sake and not necessarily taking any like logical thoughts and plans into mind. Like, it's just like, we're like, okay, I need to do something. So we do something, and then we're like, that didn't do anything helpful. And so, and you know what? Well, we can come back to this Three of Pentacles here, and maybe we're not being very open to criticism on our plans. Because, you know, I felt like this was a distrust, and I do feel like that distrust energy is still there. But it may be more so for some people centered around a distrust of like getting advice from people. You know, maybe we're just like not sure if people have our what's best for us in mind, and that's understandable. Especially, you know, no one is you. No one can actually tell you what you should be doing. You have to figure that out for yourself. But that doesn't mean that we can't take, you know, insight from other people and add it to our own wisdom and add it to the lessons we have learned. You know, that's the point of sharing with other people, is that we share with people and then we hear back from people who have been through what we've been through and how they managed it. And again, that doesn't mean you have to do it the way they did it. It just gives you some ideas of how you can tweak your own journey and, you know, things to try. It's okay to try different ways of moving forward, healing, doing different things. It's always just okay to try. Oh my God. All right. What is that? It's the moon card again. Yeah. And I feel that this is just a reminder, and I'm also wearing the moon, a reminder that, well, I just heard your emotions are sacred. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but your emotions are sacred, and that they are also guiding lights for you. They are teaching you where you need to start paying more attention to yourself and what areas maybe you need tending. But this is also a reminder that the path is unclear, the path is unknown, but it will go on. It will continue to go on, and it doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean anything's wrong if you just aren't sure or you're a little confused. Just keep going, keep moving, keep trying to make a plan, keep like taking in the lessons and really, really connecting with yourself and your own intuition. Because the moon card, you know, in tarot can just be deception, lies, and whatnot, but I don't always see it that way. I see it more, in this reading at least, like centered around the body, the feeling, and like connecting with yourself. Those Cancer energies. This is technically the Pisces card, but the moon rules Cancer, so we're going with that. But also Pisces is the North Node right now, so that is another thing to keep in mind, is that we are moving towards more Piscean energy. All right, now it's starting to click. So that Hermit mode I was talking about, that is Virgo energy. The Hermit card is Virgo, and so the Moon card is Pisces. And so we are definitely moving into times where I feel like shit's just not going to make sense right away. It's going to be one of those times where, I don't know, things are just kind of like popping up and they're confusing. They're a little bit hazy. That Pisces energy, it's like, it's hard to grasp. It's hard to put like into tangible, because it's not necessarily a very tangible energy. It's it can be very spiritual, it can be very intuitive, it can be very artistic, it can be very creative, you know, all those water sign kind of qualities. Especially like with Pisces, I feel like Pisces is a very deep energy. And since this is a Mars ruled year, numerology 9, we are like releasing. This is a releasing kind of year. And so I do feel like it's going to be a little bit hazy. It's going to be something we need to take our time and evaluate. What do we got down here? The 5 of Cups reversed. All right. Definitely letting things go and trying not to get swept away by the emotions that come through. So back to like what I was saying about the body. The moon is like our emotional body. It's how we comfort ourselves. It's how we process our feelings. It's the meanings, well, kind of the meanings that we give to our feelings. That also goes with Mercury, I believe. But the moon, I feel like, is like the feeling, like the deep feeling, you know, like when you feel that lump in your chest, like that visceral kind of emotional feeling. And so I feel like we are moving toward a time of needing to feel into our emotional body and learn to read those signals more. And that can be really hard for some people. That can be really hard for a lot of people, because a lot of us are raised to kind of shut down that stuff and ignore our feelings and ignore our intuitive hits, ignore, what that little discomfort gut feeling is telling us. And so I think this North Node in Pisces is going to force us to take a little more time to be mindful and to feel those things and feel a little more sensitive, be okay with being sensitive. And that's going to be a hard task for a lot of people, because a lot of people aren't used to that. And so it's just going to be a process, a very unknown process, moving with uncertainty and what's the word I'm looking for? Just a lack of clarity. Sorry, saw my cat doing something. But yeah, so Piscean energy, water sign energy, we are moving towards that. And then the South Node in Virgo is qualities that we are kind of releasing. So maybe being too analytical, too, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, too confined to ourselves. Virgo is a Mercury ruled sign, so too, I don't know, my words are escaping me today, but we'll get more into that as we go on. Anyway, moving towards this energy of the unknown, and I keep coming back to that lack of trust here. I feel like this is definitely going to be one of those years where we're going to have trouble in our relationships, just like, not because like things are actually wrong with them, but because we're going to be like managing our trust and the deception that kind of comes up. That's the word I'm like thinking about again. It's just like the illusions, the rose-colored glasses, and I don't think it's always going to be a very black and white situation. So there's just going to be a lot of tough energy to kind of work through. I hate to say that, but that's what I'm feeling coming up with this. So, all right, I said I wanted to keep this a little shorter, and we're already at like 16 minutes, so we're just going to get, 16 plus the 5 for the intro. So we're already at like 20 minutes. Let's get into the themes. And I just flipped those, didn't I? I don't know if I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, well. I'll fix them later. The themes that are coming up with this full moon. Themes and energies of this full moon in Cancer. What do we got? All right, celebration. Did we have that the last reading, or was that? I don't know. But celebration, celebrating your milestones, going back to that 3 of Wands, looking back at everything you have learned as you have made your way to this part of the journey. Celebrating yourself, celebrating being alive, celebrating, celebration. We don't need to have achieved some major thing to celebrate the little things. We can celebrate just waking up in the morning and, that's it. We can just celebrate that. All right, what else? What else for this Cancer full moon? Compassion. We had that recently too. Compassion for yourself, compassion for others. Compassion for yourself is always the start. Compassion for what you have been through. Not being so hard on yourself. Being gentle with yourself. Being compassionate to understanding that when people are doing things that maybe are hurtful and whatnot, I'm not saying you need to forgive them or anything, but it's not always as personal as it feels. When we recognize, the wounds in ourselves, we can recognize the wounds in others and how that they are dealing with it. Again, not acceptable, but less personal. And we can just have a little more compassion and hope that we all reach some state of healing that we don't need to take things out on other people. What else? Which feels very Cancer energy anyway, since Cancer can be the mother. And so that motherly kind of love where it's like, I don't know, just there's not a love that you can compare, I guess, to what's supposed to be motherly love. That may be another thing coming up with this full moon, is a lot of people may be feeling their mother wounds come up, especially, you know, if you had a weird or bad relationship, mixed relationship, no relationship with your mother. My cards are just going crazy today. That like inner child anger may be coming up, and that's a reminder to just feel that again and let it process. What else? And your mother doesn't have to be your mother, like the mother figure. Like, I feel like that needs to be said, that it can be any guardian that you looked at as a mother. And I don't do, you know, the gendered terms here. It can be, you know, it could be your father that felt like your mother, for all I know. What else? One more for the themes and energies of this full moon. Whoop. Celestial Teacher. I swear we had that one recently too. And this one, I believe I read it recently. It was more so about sharing your wisdom with other people. And that's what I was talking about earlier in this reading, is like looking at the wisdom you have gained. And especially if you're really deep into your spirituality and you've like been into past lives and stuff, like looking at the lessons you've learned over lives. That's a little far out for me, but but generally taking all of the lessons, the mundane lessons, the spiritual lessons, and, you know, making them work for you and integrating them, learning from them, but also sharing them. That was a big part of this card, is sharing those lessons to other people that could benefit from hearing your story, and then vice versa, listening to other people and their stories, and, you know, feeling how you can benefit from hearing like how other people have worked through things. Kind of just see this as being like a connection card, like especially when we have this compassion and celebration. We got all C's here, which is just kind of funny to me because Cancer. But yeah, like I was saying, sorry, I keep going on tangents. The ADHD is ADHDing today. Connecting with people and community being like a focus, and just kind of helping each other. Because we know that the people up top, the 1%, they're not going to help us. They're not going to save us. It's going to be us helping each other. It's going to be us carrying each other through. And Celestial Teacher, I also feel, is just a reminder to connect with, you know, your spirituality, whatever it looks like for you, whether you connect to a spirit team, deities, God, the universe, whatever it is for you, Mother Earth. I think this is a time to get connected, especially back to that emotional body I was talking about. This is a time to get grounded when there's so much shit going on, and to put forth these lessons. Oh, what is at the bottom here? Be still. Yeah, so it's more of a reminder to connect with yourself and just like give yourself time to hear your truth and what's coming up for you. So all right, sorry if some of that was a little jumbled. I think I'm a little hazy today, but I think we got a decent read for this first moon of 2025. Like I said, we've got some stuff to work through, which I'm not surprised. You know, Pisces is the North Node. Sounds good in a way, but it also sounds like, I don't know, it just sounds confusing. Like, I don't know how else to word it. Like, I feel like this will be a big year for growth, especially since it's a 9-year, a numerology. If you're not into numerology, like, we determine this is a 9-year by adding up the single digits until we get a single digit. So 2 + 2 + 5 = 9. And you can Google numerology of number 9 if you want to get a little more deeper insight into that and like just how this year is playing out. You can also look at your own personal year, which you would just add your birthday, your birth month to the current year. So add the 9, your birthday, and your birth month, and then condense them until you get a single digit. Again, you could just Google that and something will probably calculate it for you in case that doesn't make any sense. But that'll play into the year. So a year of wrapping things up, because after the 9 year, we go back to 1. You know, this is all single digit years. So I'm in a personal 1 year. Last year was my personal 9 year, and it was rough. Like, to be honest, it was rough. I don't feel like anything dramatically bad happened, but it was just like one of those years where I feel like I kept revisiting things, and things just like came up for me that I didn't expect to come up, and just a lot of stuff to sort through and to let go of, and habits to release. And I feel like we're going through that collectively now, and I'm in a personal 1 year, so it's like now I gotta put to work what I was doing last year. And I feel like yeah, that's kind of where we're gonna be heading collectively, especially as a Mars year. It's like we're gonna be battling our determination to just plow ahead while also needing to be still, and take our time and really sort things through. All right, I have talked too long. I'm at 25 minutes on here and I still have my intro to add to this. So I'm going to end it there. If you would like a personal reading or just to support me and shop my art or anything, please visit the links in the description below. I have a lot of offerings and I would just really appreciate it. Even if you just want to subscribe to my emails so you can get notified when I post a moon reading or when I run a sale, that would be awesome. I don't spam, I promise. Yeah, all right, I'm wrapping the reading there. I will see y'all in 2 weeks for the, what was it, an Aquarius new moon? Yeah, so I'll see you then.